that weirdo thingy magic.
Yeah, so it's always good to practice reading those notes. So make sure you study this first, and then you can actually read this. So don't copy this. Cover this part when you're writing this.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna write the names here. These are 3 new words that you will be learning. Italian words.
Oh, we did gay and happy.
So
Soldier's March was gay and happy.
Right. So this is dolce, giocoso, and marcato.
Mm-hmm.
So do you know how to pronounce those again? Dolce. Giocoso. And marcato again. Dolce. Only 3 words. Dolce. Giocoso.
Something cato.
Marcato. Again.
Dolce. Giocoso. Marcato.
I mean, I need to get pronounce that right. Marcato. Marcato then. Let's try.
Amazing.
Yes. So see, we're practicing our Italian, right? So, and then all the music terms are in Italian, right? You know that, right? Marcato. Okay, marcato. Okay, so you will write it down, but I would like you to at least to know how to pronounce it. Okay? All right? So then here, guess what we need to do?
Right.
Write what?
Weirdo line notes.
Yeah. Okay.
And they end up in.
So we call those not weirdo line notes. We call those ledger line notes. So this is one. So just 1 page for next time. Okay.
The ledger.
All right. So today is May
29.
Yeah.
We have to use different pages.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it works.
We'll put
Yeah. Okay.
on.
So and make sure you keep track of your practicing starting from tomorrow, since you already practiced today, and then it's June. All right.
And then we're going on vacation.
So where are you going?
North Carolina.
Ah, okay. So when are you leaving?
On the 10th.
On the 10th. So how?
It's a Monday.
And then and coming back
On Sunday.
Sunday. So okay. All right. So I will see you on Wednesday. You still have time to practice. Okay. So I will give you. So I'll still see you next week, but I'll give you a little bit of homework. Okay. And then you're coming back on Sunday, so you still have a couple of days to practice. Okay. So it's not that bad. All right. So theory.
We'll try to find some piano to practice.
Okay. There is no piano there.
Maybe in the hotel.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, if there's a piano in the hotel, I don't want to play because everyone's going to hear me.
No, at the hotel, they definitely don't want anyone to practice there. The piano is not for beginners to work on their hand position. Right. So, but no, it's okay.
Well, I'm just doing paper practice.
Paper's not helping.
No, I'm not a huge fan of that because it has to be listening, not mechanical. It has to be listening to what we do. Yeah.
Or else if I play a wrong note, how am I supposed to?
So those kids who are, let's say, preparing for competition, so if they travel, they have to find a place to practice. So, and in that case, it's usually like piano stores. Sometimes they have like practice rooms, or some studios.
So there's like Yamaha, there's a piano store near my dance class, and they let you play in there. I've seen someone just playing.
No, that's also different. That is just when it's not practice rooms, but some piano stores, they have like specifically designated rooms. And there's some places like New York. I had students who were performing last week and the week before that. They were performing at the Carnegie Hall, so that they're not too far from there. There's a place that's specifically where you can rent practice rooms hourly. Yeah. Yeah. So that's awesome. When. And I know that also when I have students traveling to China and Taiwan, there are piano studios where you can rent the room, and sometimes you can have also teacher who or like tutor who can help you.
And then
So that is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, so lesson number 1. Yep, we're back to number 1. So 16 is new, 17 also new.
Yep.
Yeah. And 14 is bad memory. So let's start with 14 and see if we can finish it. But it all depends on quality because So this was number 10. You got 4, 5. This is 1, 2, 3. So we'll keep track. 4. Okay, there we go. All right. So journey number 14. There we go.
Benches a bit too far. It's supposed to be.
No, it's supposed to be this way because we don't use the entire surface. Looks good to me. Yeah. We're gonna try it again, a little bit faster. I don't know if we had any specific tempo. No, we didn't. And then also make sure you hold the chords on left hand specific for the certain amount of count. Because sometimes you're overholding, sometimes you're not holding long enough. And then, these are the things that we have to be very accurate about. Okay, so the tempo. This is going to be our tempo. This is still a bit slower. Let's try it, please, this tempo, 144. How long do we hold the left hand chord? Exactly 1 chord, exactly 1 count. Okay, so don't make it shorter or longer. Okay. 1 E, and make sure maybe you need to count, so then you know when you need to let go. A 1 E and a 2, and a 3 E and a 4. So when we say that new number, that's when we release. And then, by the way, it's much better to use fingering the there road here. Yeah, so let's try again. Okay, again. And also, maybe that's why it felt to you that you were sitting too far away. No, the sit is pretty good. You just need to bring your body a little bit closer.
Okay,
and mostly like your belly closer. Okay, here we go. We're releasing 2 E and a 4 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 and a 2 and a 4 E and a 1 and a 2 and a 4 E and a 3 and a 2 and a Do we need to hold them any longer, or these are
No.
still quarter?
That's
So
okay.
yeah. Oh, well, I need to fix this. When you practice, do you practice with looking at all?
I do.
Okay, so that's good. But do you check these things like length of the chords, or you just paying attention to the
I
notes?
sort of look at the arrow like,
Well, I only mark down here, but it doesn't mean that we don't.
Yeah, I
pay
know.
attention.
I looked at all of them, and they're all got like that much, and then rest of that. And then
Okay.
I looked.
Make sure you do it right, not just. No, not shorter. One E and a two E and a.
Is that okay?
You tell me. You know when to release them. It's not about in this case because many things in piano playing could be like good, improving, not so good. In this case, there's a right or wrong because not always in music things are right or wrong. But in this case,
Right.
that's what it
or
is,
wrong.
right? So if you release it right exactly on two, then it's right. Sing tall, tall. No, you were holding. You already were supposed to sing. Marching fingers. Marching. How long to hold those chords?
1 E and a.
Exactly. 2 E and a 3 E and a. 2 E and a 3 E. Yeah, we can't finish it today yet. Again, we have to do it exactly as a written. So, and this time is still not the fastest one, okay?
Mhm.
Because if we talk about allegro, it needs to be. So what we do right now?
Allegro is right here.
Yeah, but we're doing for every eighth note.
Oh.
Allegro is measuring by every quarter note. So where's allegro? Let's say 132.
32.
So it is pretty
I
fast.
can't have to.
Yeah, we don't have to do that fast. So our tempo, what was it, 144? Yeah, so we're gonna try to do 152 for next one, which is very close. But it's for every eighth note. So technically it's divided by 2, so that's significantly slower, right? So and that's fine, but just so you know that it's actually not fast what we're doing. It might feel fast to you because you were playing it extremely slow, right? Really wake your fingers up. So spanking, spanking, da da da. 1 E and a 2 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2. So we're released exactly at that time, not somewhat close to that. Okay, all right. So tempo 152. Okay. So we're not finishing this one today. I think it's pretty clear what needs to be done, right?
Okay.
So by memory, but that doesn't mean we don't play with looking. You already know that, right?
Yep.
So the tempo for every eighth note is 152. Clear rest.
Clear.
Spank or march.
Did someone forget their?
What?
No, go back.
Oh, you put it there. Oh, okay.
What is that?
No, it's from you. I want it tilted. I
Oh,
want the
oh.
camera to tilt it a bit.
Oh, so it's one of my books?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Yeah. Okay, so there's something else? No, I think that's pretty much it, right? The notes were fine, and pay attention also to fingering.
Fingering.
So let's see if we can finish it next time. So here's the box. The other ones are wood looking, right? 16 wood looking and 17 wood looking. Okay.
I would
Let's
like
see.
to get to Sanatina today.
I would love that. So the thing is, if you learn things really well, and we don't have to spend too much time on each exercise individually, ideally I would like to spend not more than 2 minutes per etude.
Uh-huh.
Or a maximum of 5 if we add some new details. So something is memorized about 2 minutes. If something newer, then it's 5 minutes, but definitely not 10 or 15 minutes. Okay. So it all depends how well it's learned. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm just waiting. Could you count the last measure? Yeah, you do need to count. You started pretty well, but the second line was not that great. It seems like you're not really familiar with the notes on some
I
parts.
just got really like.
All right, so that's the when you practice, you need to polish it to when it feels like it. You almost already know this from memory, considering that you had 3 weeks, right? So even if it's new material, but if you think about it, how many measures we have? 8 measures, right?
Oh yeah.
Even if you learn one measure a day really, really well, so that means in 8 days you can play it already pretty much perfectly. And you have 21 days. So it's not learned that well for 21 days. So, but technique here was pretty good, much better than here, because here you had marching fingers. Here, for some reason, you started pushing it in. So can you start it from here? One. I think because you don't know your notes here as well as you know right here.
Probably.
And and it really reflects on technique. Are you sure we're starting at the same time right now? Okay, see that? There should be no gaps or any reasons. So see, always look ahead and practice until you can just smooth things out, so then you don't struggle. So that's why we practice. Again, one. I don't think so. And lift fingers. One. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. It's not completely prepared. Again, considering that 3 weeks is a long time. Uh, and when I'm looking at usually your numbers, the numbers are fine. So that means that you're doing something wrong when you're practicing. Do you practice by really small parts?
Not exactly.
So you play from here to here?
No.
How big or small part?
Here to here.
So you mean like one line at a time? I would go with smaller parts because it shouldn't be this difficult. Okay, 3 weeks is a long time. It's enough time to learn something that is only 8 measures long. Right. Okay. So that means the strategy is not right. And of course, there are some parts that are easier, some are harder, right? And those that are harder, you need to divide into even smaller things. And then you combine a few of them together until it's just no gaps, until you pretty much can play from memory already. Okay. Got it? So, and then I can't really talk with you about technique here because you're thinking about the notes.
Yeah.
So that's your, I can't do my job if you don't do your job correctly at home. Okay. Now, this part, what are those things for? Because you didn't do those.
Jump.
Can you show me? Because you didn't do those. Which one is staccato? Here we go. Because you didn't play like this. You played. So, right. So
You need to emphasize that.
it's not about emphasis. It's about feeling how we bounce off and then landing that down. Okay. So keep practicing. Except that next time it needs to be by memory. Okay. And just learn well because you don't have much to say. Marching, and which you did at the beginning, but then you lost it, and then don't forget this thing. Okay, right? And you forgot to count the first time. 17, and this one is longer. So what was your strategy on this one?
I still just did a measure.
Measure or line?
I mean a line.
Okay, let's see. Maybe it worked for you. Okay. Shoulders down. Any chance you can somewhat try to connect the octave on left C to C? Yeah. See that's another thing, and I believe it's not the first time we talk about this. Maybe not on this one. I'm pretty sure we talked about that on Sonatina and maybe some other etude. So even if you can't connect, if you can't reach, what you do, you're not even trying. Thing is, start stretching. Okay, glide. Which fingers do you have on the right hand on those things? Start again. How about stretching? E. Crescendo. E and 1. When do we release flexion?
At the C.
So, yeah. You need to, be more accurate. Okay. 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E. Crescendo. E, and crescendo, alright. How long do we hold that in? How long? And 1, and 2, and 3, now crescendo, and 1. Crescendo, crescendo. And is it okay to let go this chord earlier? Or should we hold it? So you're changing lots of things. We're not allowed to change. We have to play it exactly as it's written. We kind of, as we're playing these etudes, which are not that difficult comparing maybe to some other pieces we'll be playing in the future, right? but we have to be truly doing what's written here. We can't change things. Okay.
These are called etudes.
Yeah. Or studies. Hmm. Yeah. So in a way, we're kind of learning to be disciplined and not allowing ourselves, to do
Add
whatever,
or
yeah, or add or change anything.
change.
And I know that you're not purposely changing things. Obviously, no one
Just-
usually does that, right? But that means you're not paying attention. And the thing is, again, if you think about how many sections we have, 8.
Eight.
Even if you practice on one section a day, in 8 days, you can make it perfect. And the fact that you're making so many mistakes and struggling here and there, not everywhere, but a little bit, and some things are not very accurate, that tells me that you are not aware sometimes of those things that you're changing.
Doing.
Okay, here we go. And so the things, we have to be very, very picky when we play.
Picky.
Like, nope, not right, doing it again.
No, I like that.
The thing is, we can't spend time of our lesson. Look at this. We have 10 minutes left. We can't spend time of our lesson doing your homework, right? So it's your job to learn everything, so you be completely prepared.
For
Because because technically my plan was for you to memorize it for next week. You cannot do that. You're not ready. You have to learn it with looking really well. Okay. You're not even attempting to tell me one. Alright? And one. There should be no gap. That means you don't know the Okay, because I want to hear something else. It's just, we can't spend so much time just on one exercise. So you have to do your job at home so I can do my job here. Okay, all right. So no memorizing, unfortunately, yet. So memorize this one and then solidify memorization. This one, play very, very accurately. Okay. No mistakes. Any kind of mistakes. It doesn't mean just nose. Okay. Counting, how long we hold it, to know exactly where you are. We're playing in tempo that is pretty slow, which will allow you to really get everything correctly. Okay. All right. And obviously this one is longer than the other one, so it might take a little bit longer to learn. Okay. All right. But if you practice the right way, it's actually much easier. Remember that when we practice small parts, we are actually learning with much better quality, with fewer mistakes or no mistakes, and we're learning things much quicker. So when you're playing longer parts, it takes much longer to learn. Quality is not that great, so then we cannot focus on technique. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's go to Samatina. So you have 2 pieces, right?
Yep. Happy Farmers.
So Samatina is in this book. So it's by memory, right?
Yeah, it's by memory.
What is your strategy on practicing?
I usually do it with looking.
The whole thing, beginning to the end?
Yeah, I start with looking.